these images, which is not correct. Let's go back. This n is going to be, I need to have a different thing here. I'm going to have n, which is how many images there are in the animation. Put that there. We have a different variable called this n, which is not that n. I'm just going to say nm for number. This is just going to be how many are in the animation. That'll go there. Let's save that and see what kind of errors we get. We're still getting this error, but doesn't like something. I'm just going to console log out this, semicolon. Let's see what happens. It's not getting past this. Back in our sprite array, we said that we're making a new image, but we're not making a new image. That never happens. Let's just take that away. That's where the error was. So let's save that. I was trying to make an image with the word monster and it just didn't exist. Let's run that. It's not doing what we want. It's getting hung up somewhere. Let's look at our console log. We are in start. It means that we're not getting to that console log that we just put in. So let's go back into the game. Let's follow the code. We're in start, we say our ship is a new sprite, and then we make our monster array. It says we are in start. We did that. We've actually made the monster array. If that's true, let's go to the monster array, which is a sprite array. In sprite array, we do all of this stuff and we tell it to start making a new sprite animation. Here's our new sprite animation. If we did that, then we would have got this console log down here. We're never getting to here. Let's see why. I'll put a console log up at the top here. I'll just put in that we are in, I'll just put the number 1. Then down here, I'll put a number 2. Then lower down, I'm going to put a number 3, just like that. Let's see how far we get. We got to 1, 2, 3. We kept getting this in sprite animation 1. After the 3, we got in sprite animation 1. So let's see why. In sprite animation 1. We're getting down to here, but we're coming back up. But we're somehow skipping over this. Let's see what our n is. I'm just going to put n plus the value of n. Yeah, our n is undefined. So that's what's doing it. Let's go back and see why our n is undefined. Sprite animation in our sprite array. In sprite array, our n plus the value of the n. Let's go up to the top. So we should have our sprite. In sprite array, n is undefined. We should have r, c, and n. Maybe we forgot the n. Let's go into the following game. Here is our monster. We have the RC, but we don't have the N. Let's save that and then run. I still don't see the monsters. We've gotten a little bit further. We've got our 14 monsters. We are in start. We go to start move and then we begin to move. So let's go into move and we'll put a little console log in the move. We are in move. Maybe one for we are in draw. On that. It says we are in start, but we don't go any further. We never get into the move or into the draw. Let's go back. We get to we are in start, and then we should be sent off to start move. We should go off to move. We are in start, we are in start move. We clear the interval, then we're sent to move. Here's the error. I've got the word new in front of sprite array. You absolutely have to have that. And then if we run it, yeah, we're in move, we're in draw, everything's groovy. I'm still not seeing the sprites though. We're not seeing the array of sprites that we're supposed to see. Let's get rid of those console logs. We are in move, we don't need, and we are in draw, we don't need. And we can see that green rectangle around our canvas, and we can see our spaceship, and we can control our spaceship, but I don't see the array of monsters. Let's go back to our code and we're going to get rid of the move and the draw. We are in monster array.draw. We're making a call to it, but let's see why we're not seeing it. So into our sprite array, I think the problem is maybe in the move. In our sprite array, we need to move each sprite because remember it's an array of sprites. We need to tell each sprite to move itself. I'm just going to have in the move, x is increasing by Vx, good, but I'm going to have a little for loop very similar to the one we had for the draw, and we will move each sprite. We also have to tell each sprite that its x position. What we need to do is just tell each one of them that its x position is going to be increasing by this Vx. The same for the y positions. Instead of doing this twice, I could probably just do it at the same time. We should also increase the y by its y velocity. So I don't need all this. Get rid of this code for now. Let's see what that looks like. Still not seeing anything. Let's have a look at whether it's drawing or not. Let's see what that has to say. We're in the sprite array draw, so that seems to be working. Let's see what this n is. Although we've already, up at the top, we already have that. It should be nm. We changed it to nm here. Let's save that, and there we go, except I made a little mistake. I don't like that they're all moving in sync. I wanted them to be 7 across and 3 deep, but I've got the opposite. I goofed something up. It should be A and B like that. Let's see if that works better. There we go. I'm not crazy about how these guys are all in sync because in what order they got the numbers. They got the images. So all the animations are starting from the same spot. What I would like to do is maybe jumble them up a little bit just to make it look more interesting. To randomize these guys a little bit, in the animated sprite, we have a count. This keeps track of which sprite we're looking at. And so they're all starting off with a count equal to 0. But as they go through their paces, these guys are all marching lock and step. To get rid of that, what we'll do is for each one, we'll just pick a random number for our count to start on. If there's 14 sprites, we're going to pick a random number between 0 and 13. And we'll start at that number instead of starting at 0. We'll just say that our count is equal to, I need to make a random number generator.